I never thought a simple mistake like leaving my trash cans out for an extra half hour could land me in handcuffs. But that's exactly what happened when we crossed paths with Lisa Bennett, the most vindictive HOA president I've ever met. My name's Michael Carter, and my wife, Sophia, and I moved to a quiet cul-de-sac in Portland, Oregon, 3 years ago, in the spring of 2022. We thought we'd found our dream home, a cozy 3-bedroom with a neat lawn, perfect for starting a family. Little did we know, we'd stepped into a war zone with a woman who'd stop at nothing to settle a score. It all started one rainy April evening in 2025. I just returned from a grueling work trip to Seattle, exhausted, craving nothing more than a cold beer and my couch. But as I pulled into our driveway, a neon orange notice screamed at me from our front door. My stomach churned. In our tidy Portland suburb, nothing good comes on bright orange paper. The notice hit us with a $600 fine for leaving our trash cans out 30 minutes past the pickup deadline. 30 minutes. I stood there, rain soaking my suit, thinking, is this a joke? Sophia stepped outside, took one look at the paper, and her eyes narrowed into something I'd never seen: calm, cold, and calculating. Michael, she said softly, this isn't about trash cans. Our neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, a retired mechanic who'd lived here forever, shuffled over with a conspiratorial whisper. He dropped a bombshell. 3 years ago, when we bought our house directly from an elderly seller, we'd unknowingly cost Lisa Bennett, a local realtor and our HOA president, a $20,000 commission. She'd been stewing ever since, waiting for her moment to strike. Sophia's jaw tightened. This is retaliation, she said, her voice steady but laced with steel. She's picked the wrong fight. We decided not to pay a dime of that absurd fine. It wasn't about the money, it was about standing up to a bully. Lisa's response was swift and unhinged. Within days, our mailbox overflowed with violation notices. Our car parked an inch over the line, our mailbox the wrong shade of gray, even our garden gnome unapproved. Sophia, with a prosecutor's precision, documented everything: photos, timestamps, security footage. Lisa started tailing Sophia to her job at the county courthouse, snapping photos, trying to dig dirt. She even called the cops, claiming I was casing houses during my morning jog. Officer Daniels, who answered the call, saw through it immediately. Someone's wasting our time, he said, eyeing Sophia's calm explanation with curiosity. The tension exploded at an HOA meeting in May. Lisa, perched at the front like a queen, called us out, demanding we explain our disrespect. Sophia stood, her voice cutting through the packed room like a blade. These fines are baseless extortion, she said. We've documented harassment and retaliation. Lisa lost it, screaming about the $20,000 we stole and how we'd learn respect. The room froze. Her mask was off. Neighbors recorded her meltdown, her discriminatory jabs at Sophia's courthouse job echoing. Sophia just smiled, letting Lisa dig her own grave. But Lisa wasn't done. One June morning, 3 police cars rolled into our driveway. Handcuffs clicked on my wrists as neighbors gawked. Lisa stood across the street, filming, gloating. This is what happens when you defy me, she shouted. Sophia, unfazed, spoke to the officers with chilling authority, asking about warrants and charges. At the station, while I sat stunned in a holding cell, Sophia conversed with officers like she ran the place. 3 hours later, we were released, but the neighborhood had turned. Lisa's videos of our arrest, meant to shame us, had backfired. Neighbors were outraged, sharing stories of her bullying. The final showdown came in July, in a Portland small claims court. Lisa strutted in, armed with a folder of evidence, smirking like she'd already won. Then the bailiff called, "All rise for the Honorable Judge Sophia Carter." My jaw dropped. My wife, me quiet, private wife, walked to the bench in judicial robes. Lisa's face collapsed, confusion turning to horror. "That's his wife?" she shrieked. "This is rigged." Sophia's voice was ice. "Ms. Bennett, you chose this court. You failed to research who you targeted. What followed was a legal massacre." Sophia dismantled Lisa's case with surgical precision. The retaliatory fines, the false police reports, the stalking, the discriminatory ransom backed by videos, witness statements, and Lisa's own social media posts. Officer Daniels testified about her abuse of police resources. Neighbors recounted her vendetta. Lisa's defense crumbled. She rambled about conspiracies, but Sophia shut her down. The ruling was brutal. Charges against us dismissed, a restraining order issued, $20,000 in damages awarded, and a referral to the DA for criminal charges. Lisa's downfall was swift. The next morning, police arrested her for harassment and false reports. By noon, local news aired her gloating videos next to her perp walk. The HOA ousted her, erasing her fines. Her real estate license was revoked, her house foreclosed. Our story went viral, making Lisa the nation's most hated HOA tyrant. Sophia became a homeowner rights advocate, speaking at conferences. Lisa? She tried starting an HOA consulting business. It flopped, buried under scathing reviews. Now, our neighborhood is peaceful, kids playing freely, trash cans out without fear. Sometimes, I think of Lisa, Googling her name and finding her infamy. She thought she could bully us. She didn't know she was fighting a judge. What would you do if someone tried to ruin your life over a petty grudge? Should HOAs have this much power? Drop your thoughts below, hit like if justice feels good, and subscribe for more stories of bullies getting what they deserve. Where are you reading this from?